Janet Jackson said Kamala Harris ain't black. A protester attempted to storm the stage while Matt Gaetz was speaking, and Joe Biden held the final Quad summit of his career. We'll get to all of that and much more in today's video, but first we turn to New York City, where unrest is sweeping through the city's arteries. Yes, protesters have taken to storming the subways, turning them into impromptu episodes of Survivor Urban Jungle. Just when you thought dodging elbow jabs during rush hour traffic was the worst of your worries. But isn't it interesting, dare I say convenient, how these social justice flare-ups always seem to sync up perfectly with election season? It's almost like they're an opening act for the political theater, the main event that's about to unfold. Coincidence? I'll let you be the judge of that. So, what's got everyone so riled up this time? Last Sunday, at the Sutter Avenue L train station in Brooklyn, a man named Daryl Mickles decided that paying the $2.90 fare was optional. He jumped the turnstile not once, but twice. Enter officers Edmund Mays and Alex Wong. They confront Mickles, who, surprise, is holding a knife. The officers ask him, they plead with him over 30 times to drop the knife. But Mickles isn't having it. He says things like, "I'm not dropping it unless you shoot me," and "you're going to make me kill you." Not exactly lines from a Hallmark card. When the tasers prove about as effective as Joe Biden's caffeine pills, Mickles charges at the officers. They fire their weapons, and in the ensuing chaos, 2 bystanders and 1 of the officers are injured. Tragic? Absolutely. Avoidable? Well, that right there is the million-dollar question. Now, people are divided again. On one side, you have those accusing the police of excessive force, arguing that this all started over a measly $2.90 subway fare. But on the other hand, people are saying, wait a minute, the guy had a knife and was threatening officers. What were they supposed to do? Offer him a Metro card and a free hug? And after all this, protesters are flooding the subways, turning turnstile jumping into a form of civil disobedience, which is ironic because they're protesting what they see as an overreaction to fare evasion by committing more fare evasion. It's like protesting long lines by forming an even longer one. But let's peel back the layers here. This isn't just about a subway incident. It's about broader issues that we're dealing with: mental health, obviously race relations, public safety, and yes, the ever-widening chasm of trust between communities and law enforcement. We've already seen several nights of unrest in New York, and what I'm curious is this unrest going to spread? Is it going to continue? Will it spread outside of New York? Will this turn into a national conversation? And online, the conversation is certainly already spreading. It almost feels like a repeat of the summer of 2020. Again, right before an election. It always seems like this happens once every 4 years, right before people are about to head to the polls. It's almost like they're trying to rile up the public. But here's a thought experiment. What if we actually address the root issues of these problems instead of just the symptoms? Radical, I know. What if mental health support wasn't an afterthought, but a priority? What if we adequately funded law enforcement for better tools, more personnel, and training to better handle situations like this? What if community engagement was more than just a buzzword that politicians throw around like confetti? So why does this all matter? Because it's a reflection of where we are as a society. And I mean it like this. Is this the beginning of a repeat of the mostly peaceful summer of 2020? Is this the summer of love part 2? I mean, why are people so, excited and quick to jump into chaos and unrest whenever something like this happens? This is why it's so important to always wait until all the facts come out, to wait until we have the full picture, to wait until the dust is settled before issuing judgment, because real lives are affected. Families, communities, and yes, the officers who have to make split-second decisions, which are decisions to protect us and themselves, by the way, that will be second-guessed by the public and armchair quarterbacks for months. In the end, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of society do we want to live in? Why do people use incidents like this as a trigger for division? And just from my perspective, I think we should all question whenever one side of the aisle seems to take advantage or never let a crisis like this go to waste. Now, speaking of crisis, the Democrats are definitely in crisis when it comes to Kamala Harris's identity. There is now a new report that Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson's younger sister, the late Michael Jackson, said she doesn't think Kamala Harris is black. According to this, Janet Janet Jackson slammed as irrelevant and a leech for questioning Kamala Harris's race. She's not black. Now, the reaction is Janet Jackson's being called irrelevant. Well, I'm sorry, but if you have to say someone's irrelevant, that kind of disproves your point. To me, if someone's not relevant, you don't even have to say it because they're that unrelevant. You only have to put down someone as unrelevant if they are relevant. So this definitely hurts. And I think, as more people, as more high profile people like Janet Jackson speak out, I think everyday Americans are going to be comfortable. And like I said before, this has nothing to do with Kamala Harris's race. What it has to do with, this is more proof that she's just a phony. She appears one way to one population group and another way to another population group. Yes, she's half Jamaican, half Indian. Doesn't matter. The fact that she only identified as Indian early on in her career to try to get that vote in California and then all of a sudden is ignoring that part of her heritage, I mean, really disingenuous. Now, there was a speech that Matt Gaetz was giving, and there was a protester off to the side who attempted to storm the stage. From what I understand, they're transgender, and which, no comment on that one way or another, but just giving you context of like who, what, where, when, why, all that. And the protester was unable to actually make it to the stage, and then Gaetz was actually really witty, really quick on his feet. I thought his one-liner at the end here was really good.
Dude, this is a very strange individual doing very strange things.
What is happening? Come on, y'all.
Yes, that's
Oh, for real? I thought it was a joke.
Yeah. Real.
Was that Liz Cheney?
I mean, it reminds me of the first GOP presidential debate in 2015 where Megyn Kelly asked Donald Trump that now infamous question about Trump's comments about women. And he's like, nope, I just meant Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, really reminded me of that moment. So today, Joe Biden held his very last Quad Summit. According to the New York Times, Joe Biden hosts a final Quad Summit in his Delaware home, at his Delaware home. Now, this was between the leaders of the United States, Australia, India, and Japan. Well, during this event, Joe Biden appeared to forget what a helicopter is or something. It was just really awkward, but that was just the beginning of the awkwardness. First, here's what happened with the helicopter.
Hello, hello, hello. By the way, that little thing up in the air there, don't worry about it. It's not armed.
And according to reports, yes, it was a helicopter and not a drone, in case people are wondering whether or not it's a drone. Well, Joe Biden forgot who he was going to introduce next, despite teleprompters and notes being in front of him. So someone else actually had to take over the microphones. It was quite an interesting moment.
I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
Totally awkward and not a very good look when, I reported just yesterday that Joe Biden led the first cabinet meeting that's been hosted in the White House in pretty much a year. Very scary stuff. Who is running the country right now? Why is Kamala Harris, out on the campaign trail instead of helping out in Washington, D.C., where clearly she's needed? But some people might view that as a good thing. Keep her far away from the White House. As always, this is just my analysis and commentary, and I'd love to know yours in the comments below. What do you think about these stories? What do you think specifically about the New York City incident? There is a lot of unrest. It appears to be sustained in the city. I know I have a lot of viewers from the city, so let me know your experiences from over there. But I'm just wondering, is this, is this the spark that turns into a flame right before the election? Or does this sort of get brushed over and forgotten in the upcoming days? What do you think? Let me know down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask, but it really does help me in the algorithm to reach more viewers like you. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.